I'm Oni. What's good, everybody? So, here we are, another news segment I found a little fascinating. So, let's watch.
In Arizona, the state's top election official expressed concern that voting by mail could be under attack, not by foreigners, but by the president. So, what are the facts behind the claims against mail-in ballots? Truth be told, we have a secure system set up in Arizona. Monday morning, the Secretary of State certified the results of the August 4th primary. Record turnout and, truth be told, no major issues. That's with nearly 80% of the vote sent in by mail.
All right.
Folks should have confidence.
They had her acting. Oh man, they took that. That was a bad ending to that acting little skit there. But I'm kind of wondering why they interject the president in there. He's always talking about mass mail-in voting. He's not talking about absentee voting or when you request a mail-in ballot, which is basically what these guys are talking about. So they're talking about two different things, but it seems to me like they're conflating them just to say that he's wrong, but that's not what he's talking about. The system in Arizona, everybody gets registered, and then when you register, then they know who you are, and then they send you to you in the mail, and then you go and mail it back, and that's your mail-in vote. Not necessarily just sending at least what Trump's talking about. He's talking about just cities randomly sending ballots to everybody, and even when they don't even ask for it. So it's like, who are you really sending it to? Is that person still living there? Are they dead? You don't know. So that's kind of a little different. So
The bipartisan system that we set up with the Board of Supervisors is going to serve them well.
Maricopa County Recorder Adrian Fontes, a Democrat, is confident Arizona voters will go to the polls in record numbers in November. Nearly all of them will vote by mail.
We had 800,000 in the primary, a little over that. And I'm shooting for 2 million. Let's see if we can top that.
On Friday, Secretary of State Katie Hobbs.
That should be alarming to anybody. That's not necessarily a good thing what he's saying there, because yeah, it'll be safer as far as health and things of that nature, and you're still going to get your vote in, blah 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 blah. But just by sheer numbers, the percentage of error increases, or your margin of error will increase also. So that's not really something to be, aiming for necessarily. And I'm just talking strictly from a perspective of no malice or anything involved, just pure human error that can get involved in a situation where, I don't know, some mailman just happens to drop a mail, ballot on the floor on accident. Who knows? Just something, no malice, no whatever conspiracy or anything. Just simple mistakes that can happen. You're talking about from 800,000 to 2 million. That number, that margin just increases also. So not necessarily a good thing, but whatever.
Hobbs expressed concern, believing President Trump was planting confusion with voters. First, criticizing ballots by mail, then promising to block $30 billion to help the Postal Service deal with an anticipated avalanche of mail-in ballots from pandemic-stricken states. A letter to...
Yes, because once again, they're talking about... There's two different conversations going on right here, because they just presented the whole narrative from Arizona as if it's the same narrative being talked about with the president and on the national stage. It's not the same thing. Trump is continually talking about mail-in voting, where the state is just going to send out their mail of ballots to every living person walking around, potentially. I mean, for the most part, they're going to try and go by their registered, what's on the register, but that may not be up to date. I mean, that's just a fact. People move, they die, and then right now you got not as many people working in government. They're shutting things down. They have less employees, so it's almost built into the cake. Where how have we guaranteed that every register is up to date? Have we guaranteed that, things have been updated in the systems? I don't know if that's been done. I mean, it seems very plausible. Just, I don't know all the ins and outs, but just thinking about it, like, all government buildings are shut down, Chamber of Commerce, all these things are being shut down where they're not coming in to work. So who's coming in to fix everything? I hope they're doing it from home, maybe, but once again, we have to verify those things. And I mean, pretty sure in this segment they're not going to talk about that. So just questions, they need to be answered first before we kind of just dive all into that. And once again, Arizona's not doing it the way that the president is talking about it. Arizona has their mail-in system that's been doing it for a long time, and we just have to, you register, you ask for it. Yes, hey, as you're registering, you be like, hey, yes, I'm asking for an early vote, so send me a ballot in the mail, and then I'll mail it back. That's different than just, the state just, sending their ballots off everywhere to everyone based off the registry, and the registry is not up to date. So, I mean, there's plenty, you can Google it maybe Google's hiding it, who knows, but there's plenty of news sources and stories out there just this past year, just in the past couple months, where these elections are going out of control because, ballots, the mail-in votes are just ending up everywhere. So it's not really, once again, I'm not even trying to go from the conspiracy side of it, just from a ethical, trying to erase human error side of it. Like, it doesn't really make any sense. But anyway.
Hobbs from the General Counsel of the Postal Service warned ballots not mailed by October 27th may not arrive in time to be counted.
In the past couple of days, my office has been flooded with calls from people who are very concerned that the mail will be an appropriate way to send their ballot back and that their vote won't be counted.
The Arizona Republican Party endorses voting by mail. Executive Director Greg Staffston said Arizona has been conducting mail-in voting for more than 2 decades, and our state has developed a system that is safe and secure for every voter.
We're in really good shape.
Also, Adrian Fontes says the state...
Who was that? That's what I'm talking about. These guys always have little snippets of people making statements, and there's no context. I just cut them off right in the mid-sentence. Like, what the heck?
And the counties are prepared for the 2020 presidential election.
As long as we focus on giving the voters the information they need, I trust Maricopa County and Arizona's voters to do the right thing and get their ballots into us as early as they can.
So when Arizona voters receive their ballots, they will be instructed to mail them back by October 28th. Now, that's 1 day later than the Postal Service recommends. Fontes says that won't be a problem here in Maricopa County, but he, along with the state's other recorders, are actually urging you to mail back your ballots by October 27th. This year,
Millionaire Mark Kelly.
Well, I'm a little disappointed that they didn't end their segment there by reminding the mail-in voter, make sure you put your signature on the envelope or it will not count. Very important. It will not count if it does not have your signature. Now, once again, that mail-in voting is definitely the,